Welcome to Misguided podcast. I'm your host. Actually, it's a collaboration. There are four hosts here today. There are normally six, but the other are fucking autistic.
Correct.
Um, introduce yourselves, please.
Um, yeah, I'm Andre. Um, I don't really know.
Luke, Gig,
And then
Uh,
or Noah.
my name is
Yeah,
Noah. I am an Overwatch nerd.
yeah. Well, that's how we actually all met through Overwatch. We're
It's
Correct.
not
just kind
actually.
of friends. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No,
Elaborate.
shut up. No, I actually hate Overwatch now.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't hate it? If anyone doesn't know, it's probably the most dead game.
Like
we're
I won't
hurting.
actually play it.
We're
I
hurting
only
Noah's ego right now.
why?
I don't care. I know this game is dead. I just play it because it gives me some joy.
Yeah, they don't update it. They literally just blue ball you. They say this might happen, and then just fucking never release it.
What
Correct.
I am excited for is the new Lego Star Wars game. I reckon that's gonna be wicked.
It
When's
looks
that?
cool from the trailer. It looks very cool.
It's about time we got fucking new games. It's all just been battle royales and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a good multiplayer game for a very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, kind of just there's not many campaign games. I want a multiplayer campaign. I think they're fun.
yeah, because I think that is kind. They also got to
There's not many
bring in
multiplayer campaigns that
nostalgia
have
of
come
it
out
as
in a while.
well.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
exactly. Like Subnautica is such a fucking good game. If that was somehow multiplayer, it would
It
have
is
been.
multiplayer, isn't it?
I don't
There's
think so.
mods to make it multiplayer. I don't know if it's actually
Uh,
multiplayer.
Oh,
Wait,
I
what?
swear. Yeah, I know. I swear I saw like in the newest one. I saw like multi. Damn, that's retarded. That should be multiplayer. That's a good game for multiplayer.
yeah, bro. Holy shit, it's a fucking raises your blood level when your fucking little bitch ass kraken jumps onto the screen. Oh my god. Bro, I kid you not, I literally jumped out of my seat when I was playing that game when I first ran into it.
If they made like, obviously they did kind of, but that's not Skyrim with like the new Elden game. If they remade Skyrim with like proper multiplayer,
Yeah, I think there's mods
that
for
would
that.
be a sick game.
What actually is Elder Ring? Because there's so much hype around it.
I think it's like a Dark
It's Dark
Souls
Souls basically. Yeah,
kind
it's
of.
Dark Souls. It's got the same sort of similar mechanics as Dark Souls. It's just like the reason why it's done so well recently is because it runs really well for a game that's come out recently, and I think everyone's fucking lapping that up because of what happened with Cyberpunk, what happened with Battlefield 2042, all these games that look massive and look like they're going to be really good. Elden
That's
Ring
a problem.
actually executed on it, and they've released a game that actually runs perfectly, um, and works as a game.
Yeah, well, it's so hype, like that they fucking just kept trying to rush it, and it just fucking wasn't gonna live up to the hype.
Yeah, no. Because as someone
Which
who played Cyberpunk, it honestly like was so damn glitchy. It was unreal.
I feel
I've
like
said this
they
before, but like
even that.
people would just spawn in the most dumb areas. Like they'd spawn, there'd be like 20 of the same dude walking in one spot on the spot behind me, and then I'd have to like, it just kind of ruined the atmosphere of the game. You didn't feel like you were in a game. You looked like you were in like a sandbox or something like that.
Yeah,
One of the big games. If they can't just have them out, like, oh, get it out quickly. But if with all the bugs and issues with the game, it just ruins it for people.
Yeah,
Like if Battlefront didn't have bugs or whatever, I would probably find that way more fun, and I might probably be playing it a lot more than
mm. Well, yeah,
other
Battlefield
games.
would have been really fun if it
It's
yeah, if it
just
just
the
ran
bugs and ruined it.
properly. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Well, a lot of the like the first person shooter games like COD, fucking Battlefield, they're just literally recycled. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
like
oh
change.
yeah,
That's just COD. Like the I think it's Vanguard. I can't even remember the game name. I think it's Vanguard. That
well,
game literally just died within like a week or so because people were just like it is literally just copy and paste. It's like people got tired. Like
it
why are
was
we
just shit at
bothering?
Cold War. That's what I heard. Just
Yeah,
shit
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Cold War. Cold
And
War
it
is like
people,
a wicked.
I
That
think,
was good, but that Cold War is basically copy and paste, like the maps and stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's just what they've been doing for.
Modern
Like
Warfare
back
was the
in the
best
old
COD they
days,
did
back when
recently.
Treyarch used to have COD, they were insane. They would constant. They wouldn't reuse map, maybe a little bit for like campaigns and multiplayer, but they wouldn't overuse it.
Yeah.
And that's when they made. Hopefully, because now that Xbox owns Activision, they'll actually make some good ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The next
Yeah,
games was
Xbox buying
Ukraine
everything.
versus Russia.
Oh,
Wait.
Activision.
Bezos gonna buy everything. Like, fuck, he could get some games out like so fast because he treats his workers so nicely.
I love how PlayStation bought Bungie, like after Xbox went in their buying spree for like game companies, but like no one Bungie doesn't make Halo anymore.
But
So
yeah,
like
if you were gonna buy Bungie, you would have done it when like
They
Halo,
had
Halo
Halo.
3 or Halo 2, because that's when
yeah,
shit was really hitting the fan. Well, not hitting the fan, really going up in popularity.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so you were gonna say a topic, then I was being a bitch and interrupted you.
What?
Who are
Who?
you directing this at?
Wasn't someone about to say a topic? Or am I
No.
fucking tripping?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, I'm tripping. Sorry, guys. Uh, I swear I heard someone say Ukraine versus Russia or something.
Oh no, he was
Oh
talking
yeah, for
about
the next COD
Activision
game.
making the new COD
Oh,
game.
next time.
Yeah,
Bro,
no.
they getting they're running out of wars to copy.
Yeah, that,
So
bro,
they're
that's
making new ones.
Bro,
yeah,
next one's
not
gonna
not
go back to like the 1700s for the Napoleonic Wars, I swear.
That'd be
bro.
pretty
Tell me,
sick, actually. I'd like that.
Actually, yeah, it'd be fucking cool if they did that. But
There's
yeah,
some
you just
games that do that
shit.
quite well. That's
yeah,
what
but
those
so
sort
it's
of
like a
like.
shooter game, so it's like they're not. I don't know if they're going into a field where they're not used to, and the fan base of COD would probably be like, "Why the fuck are we
I'll
using
probably freak
swords?"
out because they have to reload.
Yeah,
Like they have to like take a few seconds to reload instead of just instant mag clip in, firing again, that sort of
I reckon
thing.
a medieval COD game would be a pretty cool idea.
It would be
Oh, that would
weird
It
work.
though.
Yeah, it'd
it
be
would be
weird.
weird, but maybe if they did it like it wasn't Call of Duty like the Black Plague or some shit. It was like um
Call of
they
Duty
just
Black Plague.
renamed it. Like it wasn't COD. It was like
Not Call of Duty like something to do with chivalry with knights or something.
yeah, some like medieval name or whatever.
Even
'Cause
like
that would
even if they
be
did like ancient China or medieval China, they would have like a lot of different things to use because there was like something resembling a gun in medieval ancient China.
Well, yeah.
Because
I
they would use
mean,
fireworks as like stuff to shoot with.
that's pretty epic.
maybe not COD. I don't think COD will ever do something like that because that's just not their thing. Maybe some other company might do some sort of because there are a lot of good war games out there. I've seen a few.
Like what's a company that's tried something new recently is the new Pokemon game for the Switch. They
Oh,
tried
the
something new.
RTS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, they
it's
try to do that.
completely.
all the
They
mechanics are a lot different. Like it's
yeah.
become a free world nearly. It's like
It's
Breath
a
of the
free
Wild.
yeah, it's a free world. And the Pokemon like you see them in the environment and then you can choose to like attack them or do
Yeah,
whatever.
like you can sneak and shit in it to actually get better catches.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
and they tried something new, and it honestly apparently isn't that bad. It's actually like they did an alright job, according to what I've seen.
yeah,
See,
I've
When
seen
it
that.
comes to
that's what like you watch the anime and you're like, whoa, damn, look at all these Pokemon in the wild, and then you play Pokemon Arceus. It's that like that perfect like
Yeah,
partnership.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it well because if companies need to try new things, otherwise the fan base just gets bored.
it's not
yeah,
just that. It's a lot of risk in doing that as well.
Yeah,
yeah, it's true.
Like,
Like
because if,
companies.
like, for example, Halo, like they had a good thing going, and then 343 took over, and then all of a sudden they added like jetpacks and shit, and everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on?" Everyone
Yeah,
hated Halo 5 for like the multiplayer.
yeah, and the campaign, people were
Yeah.
really not happy.
yeah,
I
they
didn't even
just
know it
like
had a campaign.
it strays from their usual path. They just change it.
Yeah,
Another thing where they fucking tried something different. The new well, not really new anymore. The fucking
Squadrons.
sequels. No, they're just the
Oh,
sequels.
the movies. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
That's something they ruined by trying to change it up.
Well,
Yeah,
it's because
Kylo
George
Ren,
Lucas handed it over to Disney.
Yeah, I know.
Should have kept it. Would have been so much better, but
yeah, Kylo Ren's back must be fucking sore from carrying that film.
Hmm, it's true.
Yeah, with the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett and shit, I really like what they're doing with that, making a whole new, or trying to make a whole new sequels thing.
Hopefully, the newest movies get like
That would be cool.
get don't count as canon. Hopefully, and then they just redo it again. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Because
It was all right. Yeah, they were all
'Cause that's how
right,
they
but
farm
like,
money.
Kylo Ren was the. Imagine watching those movies without Kylo Ren being in it.
yeah, that would just be shit. Because Kylo Ren was probably one of the best characters in that.
He is the only like half decent character.
Finn started out meaningful, but then all of a sudden they're just like,
They just
yeah,
made
we'll
him.
just
Oh, I
go on
love
a
the whole thing.
pointless side quest in number 8.
No, I love the whole thing. You know when the like, I'm sure you guys know about this, but like when him and Ray are drowning in this like tar pit or whatever it is, he's like, "Oh, Ray, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you
Yeah.
something." Yeah, he goes, and then everyone's like, "Oh shit, he's gonna say something cool like, oh, I know I can use the force or I love you,
Or
something like that."
sensitive, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It never ever gets covered what he was going to say because they got saved, and then it's never brought up again in the rest of the movie. So, as much as we all forgot about it, so did the directors apparently.
There's no
uh,
point in just having that in.
Yeah, it was. It
yeah.
was
They could have
Well,
cut
the
that out
new
of the
series,
movie at least. Like, come on.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
the new series fucking there's one coming out Anik
Obi-Wan.
fucking Kenobi. That's it.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Kenobi.
that should
Anakin
be good.
Kenobi.
Anakin
Damn.
Kenobi, yes.
Bro, he's my favorite character.
Yeah,
He gave
apparently, I'm pretty certain. Well, that's just what I've heard of another Darth Vader Obi-Wan duel.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
they got him back for it, I think.
Yeah, they
Did they
did.
get Hayden Christensen in for?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
all
shit, that's too
yeah,
good.
it's
That's
gonna
too
be
good. Yeah, that's
I reckon
awesome
it'll be
actually.
real and sick.
I mean,
That
it's good that
movie.
they get the original actors in from the prequels.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah, they're
that.
doing that for Jurassic Park as well. I'm a nerd for dinosaurs. Fucking love that.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
the newer ones have just like kind of strayed from the traditional
Like,
idea.
And you'd think they would get like it's a fucking bad idea to bring dinosaurs back after the 10 fucking Jurassic
time
Park.
of shit going wrong.
I just want Jeff
yeah,
Goldblum sitting on their lounge
Because
chair,
now
bro.
aren't they just in like just around walking around? They're not even on an island anymore.
yeah.
Like that.
I think
It
it's
is.
just dinosaurs are taking over or some shit. I can't remember, but I think
Yeah,
that could be
no,
it.
something like that.
It's so
But,
fucking cooked.
It's amazing.
yeah, but no, it gets weird. Like they start selling dinosaurs to the black market or some
Yeah, as
shit as fucking.
weapons.
As a weapon. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
realistically, that probably
Yeah,
would
that's what
happen
it
in the
was.
real world, but it just feels weird for a Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that is
first one.
weird.
Oh my god, I feel like that was one of like for how old it is. Like it was pretty
Those are the
exceptional.
Jurassic Worlds, aren't it? Or is that the no? The Jurassic Worlds is the new one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't really watch the Jurassic Parks. I only watched like one, I think.
the parks are the good ones, trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, you gotta give it on watch.
I think I've
The
only
one
watched
with
the first
the
one.
one with like a tracker or some radios in the fucking dinosaur shit or something.
Yeah.
I saw the one where the lady calls out on the megaphone because she's a dumbass, and then the dinosaurs
Oh,
come.
I love that scene. It's so
What?
good.
Some
What?
people are so dumb when it comes to dinosaurs in
Oh yeah.
those movies.
Movie.
I'm
Oh
going to
yeah,
make as loud noise possible to make sure that my son can hear me, and so can every dinosaur in this entire park.
yeah. So fucking it's big brain.
Mm.
What's everyone's favorite movie? Like just in I know it's a hard question for a lot of people, but what's everyone's?
Favorite movie? I actually have a list of like my favorite movies. I have it on my phone. I'll pick one out of those. Someone else go before me. Favorite
I have no
movie.
Uh,
idea to be honest.
I'd say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's one of them. That has
Are
to
we
be one of
talking
them.
trilogies or like movie
Let's
series,
say
or are we
individual
talking
movies because it's so easy to
individual movie?
say. Yeah, it's so easy to say like, oh, Pirates of the Caribbean or Star Wars. You
The
like individual
entirety of
movie.
the MCU.
Say Dead's Man. No, World's End.
Marvel. Um, one that I think is like a bit of a. I mean, it is a dark horse and isn't because it is a famous movie, but it's also just like a movie people seem to have forgotten about. Die Hard. I don't know if any of you have ever watched
My
Die Hard.
favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas. It is a Christmas movie, by the way, because there's
I
Christmas
never
trees
got
in it.
into it. I never watched it. No,
You need to watch it. I seriously recommend it.
I started
I went
watching
in
it.
there
And just
with.
shit. I don't know why.
What did you get up to?
I don't know.
Because once you get into the combat and him like slowly taking out all of the terrorists and teasing the big guy, like the big terrorist, like it gets really good. I thought
This might be an overrated decision, but I think one of the grown-ups is one of my, because I can watch that shit on repeat.
it's still funny every single time you watch it.
It's funny, but like I feel like everyone's seen that probably about 10 times over.
Yeah, I know.
But it's still funny every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
That's a
Adam
fucking
Sandler's
good movie.
like
That's a good
a,
comedy. If it can make you laugh every time you watch it, I'd say that's a good comedy.
Hmm.
well, that's just Adam Sandler. He's just he's a magician, and it had a lot of good other actors.
Yeah, Adam Sandler and his like friend group who are
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
every other Adam Sandler movie.
yeah. What's his name? I can't remember it. The guy that does Mole Cop. That
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Spacey is it Kevin Spacey or am I tripping? Is that the
You say
guy?
Kevin Spacey?
Is that the guy that's a bacon or some shit?
No, Kevin Spacey. I'm pretty sure he's the guy in Baby Driver, the guy that says bananas. Let
Uh,
me. Kevin
Maybe
what's,
Spacey.
Driver's a good
Anyway, while he
movie.
looks
Yeah,
that up,
Baby Driver is another good movie.
while he
By the way,
looks, I
that's
haven't seen that movie actually.
oh, I
That's
recommend
a.
it.
It's definitely recommend you watch that.
it was just about like shit driving or some shit. It was actually
Sorry, it's yeah,
I,
not
s-
actually driving.
I still haven't seen Up.
you have
Okay,
it,
What?
No,
that is a
not
sin.
like,
I've never gotten around to watching it.
bro. If you watch Up like older on, I think you'll nearly cry. It's so just the
It's a good
music.
movie.
It's really good.
Like I'd always go and be like, oh, what do I want to watch? I'll see Up and I'll just skip over it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
I'd
want.
seriously recommend it. It's a like S
Yeah, I'll
tier
probably
movie.
watch it sometime.
My favorite's
Yeah.
probably the first Kingsman movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Kingsman was a good movie. Yeah.
Also like TV series. I've started watching Peaky Blinders, and it's actually like good. I thought it was like because I saw all these like clips on YouTube of like the Sigma Rule 441.
Shitty.
Don't let a woman talk back to you or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's actually like I went to watch it. It was like there's some cool scenes in these YouTube clips, and then it's actually really good. Like the story arc's sick because the main
yeah,
character's like just trying to work out. He's a good person and like the people he cares about he takes care of, but then like he'll bash some dude's face in if he's not happy with him. Like that sort of character conflict. It's really good.
yeah.
Did give me my
Well,
sandwich on time.
beats him to death. Honestly, favorite show would have to be Breaking Bad. It's so good. Just
It's good, yeah.
What? It's not an anime?
yeah, I was gonna say an anime, but like I'll talk general shows. Like
Yeah.
Breaking Bad would be a top tier show.
That's another thing where it's just because how many seasons is that?
Fuck, I don't remember. I think it's 2 or 3.
Because that's just another thing where it's like there's a lot of
Fully
shows that I
bothered.
want to watch, but there's so many seasons that just can't be fucked to get started.
Once you get past the first few episodes, you'll be hooked for Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it on?
It's on Netflix, no?
No,
I was
I
watching
think.
it. I think it's on the American Netflix.
Uh,
Right. Fun. It's great.
um, so, Gig said Kingsman. Kai said, what did you say your favorite Pirates of the
Said
Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm gonna say World's End.
Oh,
And then
good
yours,
one.
Andre?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but like one that I can just think off the top of my head is an absolutely great movie is Die Hard.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by quite a detrimental
There's
amount.
a lot of movies. I don't know what my favorite would be, though.
It's hard to pick one because they're all like good for different reasons, like comedies. You said Grown Ups.
Yeah,
Um,
Grown Ups is a good comedy movie, definitely. Like
yeah,
that's a movie you'd like just watch with your mates every now and then
yeah,
because that's just as funny.
Yeah,
No, can't really think of one off the top of my head.
pretty hard.
Yeah,
yeah. Or has anyone actually like what's the worst injuries anyone's had?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I got a good
Someone else
one.
go first. Lee, go first. You go.
So I actually got two, but then they both involved bikes. So one was I just took my friend's bike. It was a Spider-Man bike. So like
Oh,
on the handles, they're like the rubber, and then on the sides of the handles, they got like the face of Spider-Man in like a circle. So
yeah,
I'm riding this bike away from my friend, like pretending to steal it, and I absolutely stack it.
Mm.
The handle goes and basically stabs into my chest, and I have the scar still of just the Spider-Man eyes and face.
yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Real
Based
Spider-Man.
on the Spider-Man bike, it was definitely like, was this last week you got injured?
No, this is like year 3 or 4.
So you would
Right.
have been like 9, 10.
Yeah. And then another one was probably in the same year. I got another friend's bike, and he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Can I have a go at it?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So I take his bike. For some reason, his brakes were on the opposite sides. So
What-
I'm flying down this hill. I gotta press the left brake because that's the back brake usually. I press it. I go fucking flying forward in this bike. My face gets scratched up on the road, and
Lovely.
I'm fucking bleeding down my face for like. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there crying.
Shouldn't be laughing, but it's funny.
It was funny if I think back to it.
I had a
I got
similar thing.
stupid ones. Oh, you go first though.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't my worst injury. I'll talk about worst injury after. But yeah, I had a similar thing with the scooter. I was going down a hill really fast, and I flipped over the front of it, and my knee basically grinded into the road, and I just was like blood was leaking over my knee. But my worst injury, I would say, would probably be back in year 3. I would say it was. I had some dude pick me up. Well, we were kind of like wrestling. I can't remember why. I don't know if it was aggressive or anything. I don't know if we're playing around. But basically, he picked me up, threw me into the ground.
Yeah.
My shoulder clicked out of place, so my shoulder was dislocated. And it was just like kind of stuck in this weird position, like really like gross, clicked out of place thing, and I had to go to the hospital to get it put back in. But yeah. What about you, Kai?
Oh, stupid ones. One, I broke my arm because like I was like 10 probably, but the old like playground parks, like at fucking, I don't know, you just go there for like lunch or something. I climbed
Hmm,
on a boxing bag. It was for some fucking unknown reason, fell off on top of it, fell onto concrete and broke my arm. It
lovely.
was pretty smart. And then one other time there was these crazy dogs in the street that would just chase all the kids. And one day I was riding my bike down a hill. The dogs were chasing me. I was fucking shitting my pants. I was like pedaling as fast as I can. I just hit the corner, skidded out, and scraped my ankle all across. My whole leg was bleeding.
Lovely stuff. It's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
pretty.
How about yours, gig?
Yeah,
Or
gig.
no?
Mine isn't from like doing something stupid. It's just from playing rugby league. This is like my last game, and I've decided I'm not gonna play after this like season. This is like the last game of the season, just before the finals, and we didn't ever get into the finals. The game was like disgustingly like in unbalanced. It was like 50-0, and I'm playing the game right. I think we got like 27 minutes in. I go in for like I'm going for a run. I run, I get tackled. All of a sudden, I look down at my knee and it's scraped open by a stud and it's literally like deep to the bone.
Uh,
And I had to, and it was, it wasn't pleasant. I don't know how a boot could like cut through that much skin and that much flesh.
yeah,
Oh,
Um,
gross.
yeah, and I ended up getting, I think it was eight or 12 stitches. couple internal, couple
That's
external,
disgusting.
and it was so weird trying to walk with it because like I didn't want to put pressure on it, but I could walk normally. I just didn't want to put pressure on it. So I'm like half limping around everywhere, just through the hospital, and I ended up getting home at like I think it was like 8 o'clock at night because the wait time wasn't too bad, but
Hmm.
I got the cut and went tried to go to the local doctor. I waited there for 2 hours and I finally got in to for them to have a look at it. Turns out it was too deep for them to stitch up there. So after waiting
Oh,
2 hours, they just said, you know what, we can't do that. And I had to go to like the more the district hospital sort of to get it done up there. And that it literally took me like 5 minutes waiting to get it done there.
oh, shit. I feel like that's just like, you know how cops are like, oh, I'm retiring tomorrow, and then just end up dying. I feel like that's kind of the same thing. There's your last road
Nice
weekend.
analogy. Lovely.
Like,
What the hell,
It's a bit extreme.
I'm somewhat of a
So
wordsmith.
random. I respect it though.
Did you guys ever have it like primary school, those nets, like the big pyramid net, kind of like there's a
Oh,
rope,
I
and you
think
climb
I
up
had it
them?
at my park.
Oh, those, yeah, yeah. Those were so
Yep.
good.
Did you ever
The
used
spider
to
web.
see how? Like, I don't know. This is just me and my old friends from my old school. We always just would have like competition to see who could jump from the highest from the top.
Yo,
No, I didn't
That
have that.
sounds like a death
That
wish.
just sounds
I
Uh,
like
uh,
dead.
pictured like climbing up there as fast, but fucking
no,
jump
we'd
off.
climb up, and then we'd be like, "Wait, now everyone could jump from this one spot. There was like this little grey rubber bit that everyone could jump off from." So, like, I shit you not, some retard was jumping off from like almost the top when I was in school. I don't. It's probably seems so much bigger to me because I was in primary school,
Yeah, yeah.
but it
Yeah.
seemed massive
Like
for like
nowadays it wouldn't be that bad.
yeah for a person like year four.
Yeah,
If
that
I
makes
went back
sense.
there and looked at it, I'd probably be like, oh, that's not that high.
Yeah, that makes sense. That applies to most things as well. Just like everything seems like when you're a kid, bullying is like this, any small inconvenience from someone else.
Yeah.
Like I had a dude step on my foot and I cried about it in year three for about like an hour or so. I was like, "Oh, this kid's bullying me, please stop." That sort of thing. But yeah, in I had a similar thing with like the scraping thing as well. When I used to do CrossFit, I basically did a box jump very badly and I smacked my knee on the wooden box corner. Um,
Dent in your shin that you have, is that from
yeah,
that?
that's the massive dent I've got in my well, it's not massive anymore. It used to be so much bigger. I used to stick my finger in it.
What
But
the
no,
fuck?
it was basically I could see like the ligament. I don't know ligament, but like this white. I don't know. It might have been the bone or the ligament. I don't know what it was, but I could see this white under thing underneath my skin. That was solid.
Yeah,
And that felt like the when something hits the bone, it hurts like in this way that's different from what it normally feels like. Like you can feel it up in the bone. It really hurts. But yeah, that lasted a long time. The pain from that
yeah.
was
Well, yeah, we all played like sports at some point, didn't we?
Yeah.
yeah. I've done I think two different sports. Yeah, I've done hockey and AFL.
How many have I
Those are
done?
two sports I think.
I've done AFL. I've done cricket. I've done go-karting.
Oh, I did cricket as well. Yeah, that's right.
I've
Well, your
done
parents must
rugby
hate you
league. I've
playing.
done soccer. I think I did games as well.
If I had a kid who liked cricket, I could just never watch that. It just seems so
I,
Don't support that
boring.
child. Do
No,
not
yeah,
that's
support the
I'd
child.
probably like go, but I'd
I
probably just
for some
there's
shit.
no way I could sit there and enjoy it.
I would, yeah, I'd make like a dummy out of a broomstick and just put it on the sideline.
Just leave. No, because
Cricket's not a
cricket
sport, I
seems the
swear.
most boring sport to me.
Yeah, and we
Test
Even
cricket's
cheated.
boring to watch,
playing
but
it,
test
Test matches are a bit different to me. I prefer the T20.
T20 is fun to watch.
T20 is
That's fun.
okay to watch. I can watch that.
They do all big hits and stuff.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the whole thing is they only have 20 innings, overs, sorry, not innings,
yeah.
to get as many points as possible, and then the other team has to go in and match that. So it basically just becomes this
Beat it
thing
or
of
match it.
just smashing it as hard as you can.
I've just never
Um,
been the big fan of watching sport. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Well,
And
actually,
sport.
yeah, sports not. I know it depends how
I
into
can
it, but
play sport. I like playing sport. I just don't like watching it.
yeah, when
I
I
can do
played
some
soccer,
sports.
I was kind of a nerd for watching it. But
Soccer
now,
can sometimes be so boring to watch, but sometimes it
yeah,
can
I
be
kind
really
of
good.
like watching sport. Well, I did the other day watch the NFL Grand Final. Not sure if anyone did,
No, I didn't.
Let's just
but
not
it was
say
a
the
pretty good.
actual name of it for legal reasons.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a pretty good game. The halftime show it was all right, but the most important part of the show was The Rock. He did like a whole speech from the start, and then you search up the YouTube video. It says "Guy from Fortnite
Guy from
delivers the most
Fortnite, yeah.
electrifying speech you're ever seen."
I
So
can't believe like someone needs to talk to their marketing team at NFL YouTube. Like,
he did
what's
quite
happening?
well, so funny.
It's
But
just
yeah, I
dumb.
think so like a versatile in like everything you've done. Just God, the guy from Fortnite. From
I
the
mean,
thing with
I thought it was someone making it. I just
I
searched
thought
it
it
up. It
was, so
says
that's why I didn't search it
guy from
up because I was
Fortnite with the
like,
most
yeah,
electrifying introduction
yeah, like that doesn't sound legit. That sounds like someone's
in
gone, haha,
football
funny.
history.
like the comments all on Instagram or YouTube is that guy from Fortnite and like the dead emote. So good.
It's amazing. Yeah, I never got into NFL. Like, I don't know, not my thing. I watched Premier League for a bit.
Yes, thank
Um, but then sometimes the games can just be so boring because like no one scores a goal and you're just kind of like, yep, fun. Ball gets passed around, that sort of thing. But yeah,
uh, let me look at the podcast topics.
Yeah, turn
Uh,
to page 13, Kai. We're on there now, I think.
page 13.
it's
Fuck, sorry, I was
We got just gonna insert awkward silence.
Hey, look what I
hi.
just put in. Look what I just
Hi.
put in the chat.
Oh,
I put
you
in a
actually.
screenshot of the actual video.
yes.
Guy from Fortnite, the most electrifying introduction to Super Bowl
Um,
history.
I got a good topic. What's the like worst amount of like what's the amount of money that you spent that you regretted? Like the highest amount that you've ever regretted?
Oh my. No one's got a good one, but I'll start. I'll start it off.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Oh my god, I was addicted to them. They owned me. I'd trade like anything for a Fortnite skin. I spent at least
I say
800.
I spent about $700 on Fortnite skins.
Yeah,
Like
definitely. Same with me.
That's that's just
actually
because
I was an
I
emote guy. I'd buy emotes. That's the thing.
yeah
I'd just spend tons of money on emotes and looking back at them like I could have gotten like a really good PC or something like that. So I could have bought something decent with the
yeah
extra money I spent,
like
but like I don't regret it now. Like I just got a cool Fortnite thing, but I don't really play Fortnite much anymore. So
shit happens. You can't just dwell on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, mine's on Overwatch.
let's go. You
Oh,
used to
no,
spend
who buys
$120
loot
loot
boxes on?
boxes, the things you get for free for leveling up. You
Right.
spent $120 every
That
freaking
No,
event.
that was only the Christmas events. I spent $60 every event
Which is
for
probably
Okay, but still. So how many
years.
events? How many Overwatch? Let me Google this. How many Overwatch events a year?
you're an actual idiot. I'll be honest.
you've got to be the hardest like thing to spend money on. Like there's nothing special. There's league skins, and every now and then a special skin comes out, and then there's
Okay,
loot.
so there is 6 events every year for Overwatch.
So that's
For five of
$360.
those, no, for 5 of those you spend $60. So that's $300 already. On Overwatch events, and then plus your 120. So you've spent 420 dollars on Overwatch a year, yearly, and let's Overwatch has been out since 2016. So
Oh yeah, and don't forget the fact that I also bought like regular plain loot boxes that weren't from the event. I think I bought them like
Oh my.
twice. And then
Oh
I've
I
also got
Oh,
used
like
to
I swear to
I think
God,
I've got
dude, I'm
like
gonna kill you.
I think I've got like how many league skins do I have? I think I got like 30 league skins.
It's
like
ridiculous.
the thing is I would like a week ago I would have said Pokemon cards, but after what happened 2 days ago, like I'm actually alright.
I thought
Yeah, he's got a card like this is best case scenario though.
Best case
Like
scenario. So basically, I recorded a video for my YouTube channel, which is going to be released soon. And it was the new Brilliant Stars promotional like Pokemon packs. I opened roughly around 50 of them. And I spent about $200 on it in total. I found a card that I got a card which is like an alternate art Charizard. It's at PSA 10, which is basically the highest quality. If I get it graded, it says it's the highest quality possible, and I sell it, it's worth $1,300.
Oh my God.
At the minimum, I can sell it for about 300 to $400, which is already making back money on what I bought.
How much was it?
I spent $200 in total, and this card alone is worth 300 to 400.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's like gambling. It's like stocks nearly.
I'm not gonna buy any more unless like the video does really well, like
Yeah.
because $200 is still $200 regardless of the fact that I made money back on it once. It's still gambling. But
Maybe
yeah,
you could just buy maybe another 200. Obviously not breaking the bank with
yeah. Well, we'll
too
see.
much.
Depends how well it does. Like if the video does okay, I understand it's my first video, and I'd have to get just like comments saying wanting like we want another video or something like that. Then I'd probably do another one.
You'll
Um,
feed your
the fact that it's my
addiction.
first video probably won't do it too much justice, but like the actual video itself is insane. I got like the best cards. I got really good cards. I made more than like I'd say if I sell every card for its maximum value, I've probably made about 5 times. No, way more than 5 times because I'm making. I'd say probably 10 times profit off the cards if I sell them all at their
If
max
you have
value.
that bag over, how many cards are in there?
Oh yeah. Um. Well, there's 10 cards per pack, and I opened about 50 packs, so it's about 500 cards, excluding the
Yeah,
good cards I have separate from the bag of normal cards. But yeah, so I've got a 500 card bag of just pure weight of
because if
cards.
if you really took the time out of it and everyone was like properly purchasing all the
Yeah, it's
cards, you
yeah.
get how much you say?
Oh, I don't know. I it's just a lot of for all 50 of the cards, for 500 of the cards, I'm not sure. Probably like I could probably get $1 for some of them, 50 for some of them. So it'd probably be around four. I'd say 400, maybe 300 for just the bag, and then the good cards themselves are worth like minimum 30, maximum few hundred. And I got like 20 good cards, so pretty good.
What did you hear? Logan Paul, didn't he buy like he was gonna get a
Oh yeah,
Charizard? Like how much was
he. So what? If we're talking about, he packed Charizard. I don't know if it was base set or first edition. First edition means absolute bank. I can't remember. I'll search it up real quick. Logan Paul Charizard. If it's first edition, it's just absolutely. Yeah, okay, so it was first edition, I think. Yeah, so he basically could sell that for a very hefty price point. I think that's the most expensive card you can get. But recently there's actually been a thing where he bought first edition booster boxes, which obviously are worth tons because it's the first edition, right? And he got scammed. They were GI Joe cards in the end. I think they weren't. I think some of them were real, some of them were real, some of them weren't, and he got scammed in one of them where they were GI Joe cards. So he spent like I can't remember how much it was, but he lost a lot of money.
wait, and he just couldn't get his money back.
No, he can't because he got scammed. He got
That,
absolutely done
that's
over.
crazy.
Yeah,
He spent like 1 million or something, didn't he?
I can't remember, but yeah,
It was,
something. It would have been a lot. Would have been a very large amount, more than the average household makes in a year.
yeah. Pokemon cards. It's disgusting that it forcing to do that.
Goals. No, but yeah.
Like goals. Wait, has Luke, have you told us what your worst purchase was?
Worst purchase. I haven't really made bad purchases because all the money I've earned or used has been for either my car, rego, fuel.
Yeah. What about like just a game that was really shit that you spent money on?
Oh, probably like $30. I basically shaved my head on the last day of school, and I Ubered to school and back like to be there for like 20 minutes for no reason at all.
I mean, everyone got to see you with the
Well,
bald head.
that's not, I don't really regret that though. That's probably. But if it was a bad decision of using money, that's probably it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because besides that, only been spending my money on stuff I need
Like, yeah,
to spend it on, or like entertainment kind of things, like going to movies or something.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with my money spendage.
yeah,
He's not
I'm
spending
excited to get a
everything.
new PC though. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah. If I sell this card for a good value, I can probably just get myself a PC because I've got some money from working as well.
Yeah.
So I should be able to get myself like a maybe 2K PC, depending on
That'd
how
be
long
good.
I wait.
you're
Yeah, it
gonna
should be
build it
good.
yourself, or
Sorry?
you're gonna build it yourself, or
Yeah, I will.
is that hard?
PLE.
It looks complicated.
It does look complicated at first, but if you that there's a lot
If
of
you know what you're
risk in
doing,
it.
it's fine. Like if you
If you know
know
what you're
where
doing,
everything
it's
goes,
fine.
it's fine.
But there is a lot of risk. If you don't get the proper things like an anti-static mat, anti-static like
Oh
wristband or
yeah,
whatever.
static kills your computer.
If you touch, like, if you have a little bit of static on your fingers and touch a part of your computer, that part is destroyed. Possibly, you could literally
You're
just
gonna need to
kill a
help
part
me build
by
my
touching it.
PC. You're gonna need to
But
help me,
yeah,
bro.
I would just honestly, just in my opinion, just get someone to make it for you, like PLE or whatever.
There's a website called Scorp Tech. They come pre-built PC like with all the parts that you might want, and you can also buy parts if you just want to build it like that.
I was gonna get the if you guys want to search it up, I was gonna get the Barjo Play PC from PLE. Barjo is like, do you guys remember watching Good Game Spawn Point on
Oh,
ABC3?
Oh, it's a throwback.
Yeah, so Barjo, the dude, he's got his own PC that's he's combined with PLE, and the PC specs look like it looks like a good PC.
Does it?
Um, so he's got Barjo Play and Barjo Stream. So there's his streaming PC and his playing PC. I'm gonna get the playing one because his streaming one is 4.5K, so probably not a. But yeah, his Barjo Play one is $3,000. So that's I might have to change some of the stuff on there to make it
That's
more.
usually probably the best price to buy a PC at because it will last and it's got some good quality.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
What? Nah. I was gonna ask where you guys' favorite games are, but I know exactly what you guys are gonna say.
I think you'll be surprised.
Pretty sure. All right, then go on, get Noah. What is your favorite game?
My favorite's probably Slime Rancher.
Slime Rancher.
That's not what I was
That never
expecting.
mind. I was not expecting that.
Well, you thought it
Really?
could be
I
Overwatch?
saw it. I just never thought of it as that good of a game.
I don't know what it is,
It's
so
nice and relaxing. That's why I
You
like
like
it. You don't have to think. You just
yeah.
like
You
relax.
basically just go around catching slime and put him in a ranch, and
like
I mean,
farm.
apart from mainstream like games, probably Dead by Daylight. Like as much as it pains me to say, like that's the game I find the most uniquely fun. Like instead of just like Call of Duty because I get to shoot people and die and respawn. Like Dead by Daylight's got more variety, I'd say for me. But yeah,
Mm,
what about who hasn't said it yet?
Kai,
Kai.
where are you, bro?
Did you say anything,
Kai,
Kai?
He's
favorite game.
he's gone.
He
Kai.
left.
All right, we'll remember him. Rest in peace. I
You
know
know,
what Luke's gonna say.
you know my favorite game.
Take a wild guess what Luke is. Halo Reach. Halo Reach. My favorite game. I'm joking. I'm not making fun of you. It's a good game. But yeah, we
Nah,
don't know what's happened to Kai.
His
I just
internet
left.
crashed. I think.
Nah. Out of this like 57 top 10 out of 10 games from RGA's 10 out of 10,
IGN.
Reach is on
Yeah,
that list.
Reach is in 10 out of 10 rating from IGN, so that's pretty good. Same with Elden Ring. That's why we're looking at it. Elden Ring got 10 out of 10 from IGN, which is like really hard to get.
Yeah, because
IGN normally
IGN,
reviews games just like
they're like
7 out of 10. They
they're like
always do
Rotten
7 out of 10.
Tomatoes.
Yeah,
They're very strict on that thing.
yeah.
can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Max.
We
I don't
can.
know what happened.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Trying to think of any like unique games that I think are fun. I mean,
Besides
Rust.
that,
Actually, Rust. Rust is
Rust,
incredibly fun, but
yeah.
we have it on console, so it's not fun.
If you like, if you liked, what's it called, Slime Rancher. If you want a bit more action but relaxing at the same time, I know you played it and didn't like it, but Terraria is a nice relaxing game you could play.
Yeah,
Obviously,
the
half the
thing with
time you're
Terraria is
screaming at.
like you need to know what you're doing.
Not
Yeah.
Not
really.
really. I played it and I had no idea what I
Mm.
was doing. I did alright.
What it is, it's so easy. If you don't know what you're doing, like, you can just there's a whole wiki with everything you need to know.
Yeah, I just googled everything that I didn't know about, like the bosses, the weapons you get, the classes, that sort of thing. Like I just googled it every single time.
Like you can make a bunch of farms and stuff, which are fun to make. It's like like Minecraft, where you can just make farms and relax. Except Terraria is a bit more action and more because
No, you are
out of
recording
nowhere
this,
you
right?
just
Yeah,
get
yeah.
killed.
Okay, cool. Because I just realized I'm not, so
Huh.
just had to make sure. Yeah, I mean bad, but yeah.
Could you imagine if I forgot to record?
Just been talking for a really fucking long time and then just not.
Now that reminds me that we're recording. It's time to shout out our
No, don't say it.
future sponsor, G Fuel.
For fuck's sake, there it is.
Why everyone just loves G Fuel? Like
You feel
Jesus
great.
loves it. Who else loves it? PewDiePie loves it.
Fortnite.
Sure, what? I love it. But you know who doesn't doesn't like G Fuel? Hitler. Do you want to be like Hitler? I don't think you do.
Okay, this
I
is
think you
not
should
Facts.
where I thought
try
you were
G.
going.
This is not. This is just a Kai rant. This
Yeah,
is how Kai goes.
G Fuel is sponsor us, so we can put
Really,
an end
it's
to
not
World War
sponsoring
II.
us. Kai's just been a dumbass.
No, no, sponsor us, please. Please, I have nothing.
We all have nothing Kai with students.
True. Okay. Back to
You're a
topic.
dumbass without a license.
Should look, bro. I'm getting it, bro.
What do you say?
Wait, is that after like 22 you don't need to do a test to get your license, you just get it?
What?
Is that actually a thing?
I'm pretty
Should
sure it
I mean, it
is.
might be different in
That
different states, though.
that sounds dumb.
I'm waiting a
There's
few
no
years.
way.
Not
I'm
even
pretty sure it's
doing
the case. You just get it and then you just have your P's.
I
it. That seems
don't.
After.
kind
I
of
don't
broken.
think that's. I.
That sounds
I'll Google it.
really.
No, I'll
It
Google
doesn't
it.
sound shady at all.
There's no. Who said that to you?
I saw it on the learner's document.
That must be true.
Over 22 P plates. Yeah. Hang on. I'll search it up, but yeah, someone talk about something else while I'm searching this up.
Because that just sounds ridiculous to just let, like, if someone is like constantly like trying to do a test, but they're like going into curbs, almost hitting other cars constantly, like they can't stop it. They can't just give a license to that person.
Runs into like a group of kids the day before his birthday, turns 22. Here's your license, buddy.
License.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's
Um,
no.
I don't know. I saw it somewhere. I don't know if I'm tripping or something, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah, I can't find anything on it because it's like I don't know what to search for it.
I'll get the learner's book. I think I have it around here somewhere. Have a look.
Hey, someone start talking.
Well.
Um, no.
Yeah, you know, that's a good tangent on going to wells. Why should we throw kids down wells? Well, I have a few reasons
Shut up.
that are annoying. Two, like who's going to miss them? Not me. Three, how to make a well. Wells aren't actually that expensive to make. So you can probably install one in like a few weeks. So
All right, Kai, get in the well.
I got to. So wells are us. If you want to sponsor us, be happy.
Get in the well, Kai.
Unfortunately, we understand that we're not gonna get a sponsor. That's the thing.
Definitely a real thing. Okay, I'm trying
Some
to keep
sort
and entertain, guys. We're researching. We got scientists at work.
Bro, we've like drained the topics, I swear.
I didn't actually say my favorite game. My
Go on.
favorite is probably Sea of Thieves, and then it would go Fortnite and Cuphead. Cuphead, I love
Oh,
it.
Cuphead
It's
is suffering. It is
I
suffering.
finished it all, but oh my god, that was the last fight I wanted to blow my brains out of. I was so annoyed. It took
Have you seen
probably a week to do
have you
it.
seen the Cuphead shows on Netflix now?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
that
know what that
looks
is. Like, what is
trash.
that?
I don't even know. I don't know how you turn a game into a TV show,
Is
but
it like really cheesy and like 80s cartoony? Like
yeah,
70s
well, that's
cartoony?
of the game, and they kind of tried that, but it looks so bad. Wonder it's a Netflix show, so someone has to either be gay or trans in it. So, which Cuphead's trans?
We'll
Which
see.
one's the imposter?
Yeah, that's the
Well,
case with most Netflix shows. They have to have like some sort of cultural or like
yeah, it's actually
gender diversity. And
like
it's when it doesn't feel forced, it's like okay, that's fine. But like for
not for
example, a point where it didn't feel forced was I don't know if you guys watched Eternals. In Eternals, there was the gay black character that was
oh,
he was the guy that was like the engineer dude.
Yeah.
He didn't feel forced at all. Like
Yeah,
it
because
just felt
they
natural.
didn't sit on it like for
yeah,
Yeah,
but
most of it. They
the
just
they just
like
made
problem
that.
put it in.
it was Eternals the movie. I like there's nothing worse than a mediocre movie. Like a trash movie you can laugh about, but something that's just bad with high budget like that hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the movie. I thought it was okay. It
Like
was
it,
just like distinctly average as a movie.
yeah, like all the fight scenes are like imagine if we put it pitch black where you
They,
can't see
I'm
anything.
sad they killed literally like, the best character in the movie. They killed like the guy that was watching over what was it, Athena, and like
Uh,
the guy that looks like Wong.
Gilgamesh, I think
Yeah,
he's called.
yeah, the guy looks like Wong. They killed him off. I was like, why? He's literally the best character.
Oh yeah, he was wicked.
Actually, oh no, the guy that carried the film was an Indian cameraman. He was
Oh,
actually
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. He was great. It was funny throughout the entire thing. He always had a backup camera.
I don't even know why they made that because it's so cooked now. You
What
don't
do you
just
mean?
have a whole ass what are they called celestial pop out halfway out of Earth and
Yeah, and
then
the
not
Avengers were
have
like, all right, easy, all good, we're chilling.
no reproduct. Speak no reproduct.
Repercussions.
Repercussions.
Yeah, bro, I can't
There you
speak.
go. Yeah, we know.
also
Avengers are just also just like having a good old sleep while it's happening. While this little hand is coming up through the earth. It's chilling out. Channel's got it though.
yeah, I bet they were like thinking they're so good when they're like what the Superman character is called like
Icarus.
Icarus.
when they flew into the sun. I bet they were like, oh my god, it's so metaphorical from the old mythical stories.
It's so true.
But it's
It will actually
so
happen.
easy. I was like, he didn't even
He's
need the sun.
he's so mid.
Yeah,
His
he really
character.
Yeah. Like the plot twist wasn't really a plot twist. You're like, okay, cool. He's just a bit of a dumbass then. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Let's
oh no, hang on. We do have to talk about the scene where Druig smacks, like I think her name's like Pixie or some shit in the back of the head with a rock. She's giving this big monologue after she stabbed the main character. She's like, "We need to restart. We need to do this," and then Druig comes over and hits this like 12-year-old child in the back of the head and knocks it out mid monologue. That was the best part, I'd say, in the entire movie. I don't know if you've seen the scene, but it's absolutely just amazing.
let's get off the
I
Marvel.
hated that character.
Uh,
Yeah,
So lame. I'm a child. I'm not happy. Let me be an adult.
yeah.
Basically, just the
Oh,
entire
oh, I
character
don't.
arc.
I'm gonna get angry. Let's get off this topic. I'm just thinking about the movie. I paid $20 for that shit. I don't even want. I even don't. I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
mad.
okay. Shittest movies you guys seen. Shittest movies. Worst you've ever seen. Go. Anyone.
SpongeBob sponge out of water.
Don't, bro. Take that back. Take
That
that
was a
back.
good
He it,
movie. What are
That
you on
was
SpongeBob
about?
sponge out of water, and they're out of water for like 5 minutes.
yeah, who cares? It's SpongeBob.
No, I said this before, but it's the metaphor of like fish out of water, except SpongeBob.
Yeah, bro, I feel personally attacked.
And then they showed these like
Oh,
superhero
it's that
alternate
one.
movies
Yeah, that
too.
was kind of shit. Not
And
gonna
then they
lie.
showed this like alternate superhero thing, and they don't even like have it for like more than 5 minutes on the thing. It's like, bro, if you're gonna advertise it, at least put them in for like more than that.
It's sad. That's the sad. Like that's the worst movie you've seen. I can't think of the worst. What's one that came out of the cinemas? I was like, that was fucking shit. Adam's Family. That was shite. That was
You're
horse
watching.
shite.
Oh my God, that looked trash.
It was horse shite. I was like, my auntie like was very nice and was like, let's go watch a movie together. I'm like, yeah, right. Watch it. I watched it. And I was just like, the story arc was they lived next to a happy town. Happy town didn't like them. Therefore, can you guys still hear me? By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And therefore, the fact they wanted them out, and then they had to defend themselves against the people, but no one got hurt. Everyone was okay, and they all ended up happily. It's just like you've taken that straight out of the playbook of animated movies. Like it's just like, oh, we're not wanted here. We'll work together as a family to get people to like us.
yeah.
It was just, and then making a second one.
Animated movies are kind of they're either a hit or a miss. Like Monsters Inc. Nothing tops. Nothing. I personally nothing
Cars,
tops.
cars,
Car.
cars
Oh,
one,
car.
Cars.
cars
Well,
tops it.
has anyone been to like America?
No.
No,
I went to Disneyland there. There's like a cars ride. You pretty much there's like three racing cars. You're in like your group's in one, and then the other, and then they I don't know if it's like RNG or not, but you go through the film while racing the other cars. It's so good.
I mean, it's talking about
I
the RNG of racing cars in Disney World.
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so fun.
Um, what countries have you guys been to that you like would recommend?
Uh, I pretty much all I can remember is America and Fiji. Uh,
What would you recommend out of the two of them? Which one was better?
uh, Personally, probably America because I went with like my extended family, so I had
Right.
a much better time. But it was because we went to Fiji for like some person's wedding, so it wasn't that good. But America, as long as you know you have like a plan of what you're gonna do, it's a
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough. Um, Japan was by far the best place I've ever been to, like kind
oh
of
yeah,
traveling wise.
that makes me.
Um,
I also want to
we
go.
went to three places. One's like Tokyo, where it's like very city heavy and it's like a good time basically because there's so much like so many stores to go into, so many things to try, like meals. Like there's places where they cook the food in front of you. We had places where they made the sushi in front of us by like chopping up it and then like putting the rice underneath, like they made it and they gave it to you in front of you. It was like straight off a fish, like it wasn't like fillets or anything like that. It was like they just chopped up a fish in front of you and then put it on your plate. That was really cool, and also like the nightlife in Tokyo is absolutely amazing. And
I
then there was Kyoto, which is like a very Japanese like aesthetic sort of thing. Like there's just like the classic buildings, temples, cafes, that sort of thing. And then there was my favorite part, which was Hakuba, which is this very snow dense country where the snow's like not even joking. I would say 5 feet high, 6 feet high, maybe. It's like it can be taller than you, like the snow. So they make pathways through it.
Jesus.
But that was honestly like best trip I've ever been in my life, and I want to go again. But little thing called COVID kind of fucks up that sort of thing.
I think it's starting to open back up, but surely the boys go on a Japanese trip. Surely
Japanese
like
trip would be sick.
Japan's like a whole different like place from like
The culture
any.
is so different as well.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's a
Like,
Uh,
high context culture where it's very collectivist, and
yeah,
the image of one person affects the image of the entire thing, and that's how they
yeah,
sort of believe how things work. Australia's like low
you,
context. Everyone's just like to themselves, for themselves.
yeah. Basically, like the culture there is like you have to be quiet. Like you can't be like loud and boisterous. Like, when you go into restaurants, like we had this one restaurant where you obviously you had to be quiet because it's like Japanese culture and you had to respect everyone else. Um, we were like so respectful. Like the guy was so happy with the way we were acting inside his cafe. This was a very small cafe, like small restaurant thing. that he paid for our entire meal. So we basically just got a free meal because we were like being respectful.
That's
It was actually
insane.
so sick. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it's not going to live up to that story, but when I was in America, we caught a cruise ship. I was still pretty young. I got like there's when you go on a cruise ship and you actually go to the places that are on the list, there's like a dock area where there's different shops and that. We went to Mexico. I actually got lost for 10 minutes. Probably the worst place to get lost at. But I was just snoozing a jewelry store. I wake up and my parents are gone. I search around for like 10 minutes and I can't find them. I'm starting to cry. I just see them come out of the store and I was so relieved. That's one of the
The f-
scariest
the fact that they didn't
scared.
come and look for you is kind of a worry.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah, it was,
free. Let's go. No more
you should,
Kai.
maybe
Nah.
that, yeah, maybe they wanted to lose me.
If
Like,
you just search up Shibuya Crossing, you'll see where like my fear of being lost. Okay, like
Oh yeah,
where it
no, I've
would
seen images of there.
Shibuya Crossing. It is the biggest crossing with the most amount of people at one time. Basically, I had to attach myself to like my parents' backpack to try and not get lost through it because so many people walk through it during the day.
yeah, I
Like
feel like if
it's
you got lost there, it would be hard to, very hard to find your way back.
yeah, it was scary for me as a kid because I was like really worried.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah.
Yeah, in Mexico, like a lot of the shops, like it's like Bali. All the shops are like just fake. Like I went into just a shoe shop. There are supposedly Nike shoes and just everything. You could feel it was just so badly made. You can tell
Mm.
they're all fake. But yeah, I didn't buy those shoes. Luckily, they were like $200 as well. They were expensive.
Maybe they were real Nike Sky and they were just really
Yeah,
badly
mate.
made.
If you ever go to Indonesia, you'll see plenty of definitely real Gucci like shoes and watches on the side and little
One
shopping. Very
Rolex.
real. You have to trust them. It's real Gucci,
Yeah, yeah,
even though it's
absolutely.
$20 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah, $5 instead of 5,000.
Yeah, I'm not
Bargain.
complaining. If I have something that looks like the real product and is like much cheaper, I don't really care.
Oh no, no, you could tell you could you could tell they're not. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Uh
Indonesia is like one of those places where if you go during the day, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be humid, there's gonna be trash on the road, it's gonna smell. Like no offense to Indonesia, but this is just like the general truth. I
like
don't like to lie.
country.
Um, but if you go during the night, like it's quite nice to go out. Or if you are going out in the day, you have to go to like a water park or something. Waterbomb Park is probably the best thing you can go to during the day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd probably stay in your hotel most of the day.
Yeah. A lot of the laws for like Indonesia are pretty scary. Like if you get caught like with drugs, like you get like put to death sentence. It's crazy. Like not that any of us like do that, but like still.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to be there and get caught.
It's like Singapore's rule where they have like you can't spit chewing gum on the street, otherwise you get like you go to jail.
Yeah, Singapore's really strict with its laws.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like they just don't want pollution, but like I feel like the um the punishment's a bit too harsh for what the actual thing is.
Well, if it's harsh, is
Basically
anyone
an
going to do it?
execution.
If it's harsh, is anyone going to do it?
It's true, yeah, it is true. But yeah, these
Have
parts
you?
where we go silent, we can't think of any like topics. We can just cut that out and just cut straight to
Something
Yeah.
we
the
can
topic
think of.
start.
Balls.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been like in
Symbols.
trouble with the law? Any
Sorry, say that
criminals?
again.
Anyone been in trouble with the law? Like any criminals here?
No, not
No.
don't think so.
I don't either. Okay, we can't do shit. I can't that
No, I
out.
have not.
Damn it.
Luke got kicked out of a theme park.
Oh, I got
Isn't that
kicked out
right?
of out of
Which
the
theme park?
Sorry.
What theme park?
what you and Charlie did. I'm not going to say the name of the theme park, but
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get
um,
kicked out. We just
yeah,
couldn't go on a ride.
yeah, they can go on the ride because
So basically, you know those rides where they have like the massive water and then go into a funnel?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, me and my mates jumped off during that.
like
When we're supposed
properly.
to be on the inflatable things, we jumped off and then we ran onto it. We did it once, so
We
like, all right, that's a warning. Don't do it again. And then we did it again. And they kicked us off the ride.
Yeah, we did that. We did on that same ride. A few years later, after that, we did musical chairs where we'd have to switch around the seats because it was a four-seater thing, and we'd have to try and get as many switches around the entire thing as we could before we finished off the ride. And that's like the way to spice up a theme park if you're bored.
So
Just
one of
doing
us
jumps
fall
and
off.
stuff. I almost fell off because we hit
Yeah.
like a bump. We hit a bump
As we all switching.
as we were switching, yeah, and I fell back on my back, but I held myself onto the thing.
I think one of us was like, yeah, I don't know if it was me. Maybe, I don't know. Someone was hanging off of it. Like we jumped off, but we would hold on. So we
That
were
might have
just getting
been
dragged.
Ryan, I think, possibly.
I just felt like I did that. I don't know
Maybe it
why.
was you. I can't remember. I remember someone was getting dragged, but then they pulled
Yeah,
themselves back up.
I think most of us did it. I don't know. It was fun though.
Uh,
Got kicked out of Big W once.
what you do there?
Um, so basically, we were just doing. I was just a dumb cunt. I was like hiding behind boxes, and I knocked over some things. It's not like I left it there. I like actually cleaned it up. But they still got. And then I got this like bouncy ball, and I kicked it into the roof.
I want to like do hide and seek at one of those big W's. But yeah, I got kicked out of ski school when I was younger. Somehow, like I was apparently too much of a free spirit. Like you're like in ski school, you're meant to go in a straight line and everything. I would apparently go because I was really young. I don't remember this at all. But I would just like go off without the teacher and go down the hill, and I was like nearly crashing into things apparently, and they said I was too much of a danger, and they kicked me out.
Yeah.
I, I was pretty much a bad boy back then. Everyone wanted me. Like, this awkward silence doesn't make me feel good.
What are we saying to
Um,
Kai just been like skeet skeet go go skeet skeet?
The most retarded thing of this last like 5 years of my life is Lana Rhodes having a child.
yeah, all the
Like
jokes
I
that people make about it.
swear, dude.
What do you do for a job, mommy?
Is she like gonna quit or is she still going to do it?
I don't know. It'd be crazy if she still did it while she had a son, and
There's
then
no way
it's like all
she's
these jokes
doing
are just like if there's ever a roasting session, her child can never like talk
Yeah,
in it
it.
yeah,
because
exactly.
Her
the second he
son just
does,
can't have friends.
I watched your mom have sex, Lamal. What are you gonna say, bitch? Nothing.
He's a
Suck.
definition of your mum's heart.
there's the whole
Like
joke of like what is it?
it's a
How fast
crock
is the
pot
baby
joke.
going to come out? The baby's not going to slide out. He's going to
I
walk
saw
out.
one. Yeah, it did a walkout.
He's going to walk out of Lana Rhodes. But yeah, that's just like I don't feel bad for her because I mean like it's just
It's
the
her
it's
fault.
occupational hazard from her job. You can't like
Occupational hazard gets a bed cock.
it's just like you can't. I mean,
It's
obviously she got
completely her
no
fault.
work in the 9 months of having the child, but I don't know if she's going to resume work afterwards. I'll actually Google it see if she has.
Well, didn't the Mia, I can't say her name. She was like she went on like the news saying like what she traumatized her, and then like doesn't she still do it or something? You said like
She stopped doing Mia Khalifa. Are you talking about Khalifa or Malkova?
yeah. I think
Okay,
it's
well, Mia Khalifa stopped doing porn because she got married. Sorry, just one second. Yeah, so she stopped doing one because she got married, and then anyway, basically she got divorced and she went straight back into it, like no hesitation, straight back into the job.
Bruh. What
I
the
mean, it's a
hell?
hell of a rebound.
Yeah.
10 guys.
Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah.
listening. We'll release podcasts as frequently as we can. Hope you enjoyed watching, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Comment down below anything you have any queries
Yeah,
about, and
would
thanks for
love to
listening.
back. Give us a 5 review on Spotify. We're not on Spotify, but please give us.
Thank you.